Hey, we're back. I actually seriously love the topic I'm about to take you into. This is called getting your energy right. Now, that is not about being hyper pumped up all the time like I'm acting in this video. It's not about that. But what it is, and let me explain it in a way that is very relevant. Think about when you first went to your job interview, and think about how you would go to a job interview for a job you really, really, really would love to have. Do you show up like this? Oh, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, I really would like this job. Oh, yeah. No, you don't, right? You don't. You show up with your full presence. You're engaged, you're focused, you're attentive. You know, you're really interested, right? Like you're projecting a very wonderful positive energy forward. Why did you do that? Just think about, why did you do that? You did that because you know that that is the energy that you imagine people would like you with, the energy that would help you impress, whoever you want to impress, some senior people or whoever it is that's interviewing you. You know that it's the energy that is your best self. It's the best chance of you feeling like you're going to win the business deal, right? I'm going to offer you another way to think about it. When you first start dating, do you show up to chill? Nah, I'm tired. Nah, I can't be bothered. Yeah, nah, I'm grumpy. Or if you know that you have a date with someone you feel super lucky to have a date with, do you even if you have a tough day, do you do whatever you need to feel better and to look forward to it, and you want to show up to that date with your best self? Because here's the thing, right? Good energy creates a good relationship. Can you see, for example, like if you show up to a relationship with lousy energy, can you see that it's going to create a lousy relationship over time? Like if you and your partner show up with lousy energy all the time, the relationship's going to feel lousy. When you're in a lousy state of mind, a state of energy, when you're having a little argument, does it end up becoming a big argument because you're not that resourceful to think of a better resolution? Versus when you show up with a good energy and you're focused and you're fresh, even if a little thing comes up, you're able to somehow find the creative resources within you to resolve that thing before it becomes a big thing. You're able to let things go. So can you see, showing up in a good energy, it really changes your results. Like, call it in relationships, even at work. If people know you as, man, this guy is really enthusiastic, he's really engaged, he's got a clear mind, he thinks of great ideas, that's the type of person that people want to, number one, be around. They want to bring you to business deals. You know, you're more likely to get promoted, right? Because you show up and they feel that you're engaged and that you're motivated and that you care. Right? And it's very easy, like the enemy of great is good. It's very easy to slip into complacency, to slip into chill mode. And it's not too far away from being in chill mode to be in a bit of a lousy state that people don't really enjoy your company with. Right? You may have met various business owners or people that you just look up to, even if you look at like certain celebrities or even high-level corporate people that you work with. They seem to just have a higher energy about them. Have you noticed that? You see, having a higher energy, and I'm not talking about putting on a song and dance and being a clown. What I'm talking about is being engaged, being present, being here, being solid, not feeling down and lousy and stuff, and not really wanting to be there, or having some hard times and then not having emotional hygiene and spewing that bad emotional hygiene on other people that you work with, right? Because you act like it when it really matters, the importance of embodying a good energy within yourself. And what this video is about is showing you how to train yourself to naturally be in a higher energy state, in a more present energy state, in a more enthusiastic, alive energy state, one that people find magnetic, that they want to be around, that they want to give opportunities to, that become more conducive for you to find better answers in your work and in your relationships, and just feel better in yourself. There's 4 principles. The first one is macro, and then the other 3 are micro. Basically means the first one is basically at a higher level, what you can do on a broader perspective to bring your energy up. And then your other 3 are things that you can do on the day, like in the moment, to get your energy up. So here's what they are. At a macro level, what you want to do is schedule into your day and weeks and months and year things that you enjoy and things that you look forward to. Right? You want to, like, you may have seen, I always reference this video called Your Net Worth Equals Your Self-Worth, because I really talk about this there, where basically the more you align your life to something that you love, the happier you're going to be. It's very logical, right? It's like common sense, but common sense is not so common. You know, the more you align your life to what you actually love, right? And let's say, I'm not saying you need to leave your corporate job. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, hey, if you really love, I don't know, I'm just guessing, photography, do you allow yourself to make time in the afternoon, after work, or maybe even before work, to go out for a long walk and take photos? Or are you tired, too tired to do it? Right? Because my suggestion to you, if you're too tired at that point to do it, is to raise your standards that you expect from yourself. And push yourself with a little discipline to do something good for yourself. Right? And if you know that, like, going out there and taking photos or going to the gym or whatever that is that helps you feel better in yourself, if you know that it's going to be good for you and it's going to make you feel better in yourself, then at least push yourself with some discipline to make it a habit to do that. Because, by the way, you almost only need discipline in the beginning to push yourself to get going. Once you create a momentum with it, it becomes a habit, it's very hard to not do it. So you kind of almost only need the discipline and willpower in the beginning to help you get going. Right? So that's my first invitation to you. In your macro life, in your days, weeks, your weekends, your months, like I'm going to give you some more examples. Like one thing that really does light me up is seeing my friends, right? So like for me, every Friday I pretty much have a reoccurring thing that I see one of my best friends at 3:30 p.m. every Friday afternoon. Me and him chill together. Saturday morning, Sunday morning, me and Anna obviously are always, like, we're typically always seeing friends. Pretty much every evening after 8 p.m. Annie and I get to spend that time together. On Sunday afternoon, it's almost like I've got a pretty good calendar set of when I get my social and friends and family fix, because that's important to me. I also have time prioritized for me to coach other people, because that's obviously what I really love. And I have time to write my book. I really love that. I have time to go to the gym. So what I've done in my weeks, I've really made time for all the things that I really love. And here's the thing, we're human. If you are every week getting to do more and more things, or at least steadily always doing the things that you really love, it's going to be hard for you not to feel happy and not to feel a general sense of good energy within you. So that's the macro step, right? At a macro level, you want to organize your life around things that you really love. Now, what can you do in the moment? In the moment, as I said, there's 3 things. The first thing is physiology. So there's physiology, focus, and meaning, right? This is from Tony Robbins' State Management, by the way. So physiology basically means what you do with your body. So if you're always sitting down like this, slouching in your chair and chilling, do that enough and your energy is just going to go down, right? But if you just practice sitting upright or standing up using a standing desk, for me, like, I try to do cardio every morning. If I'm not doing sprints, Like I'm trying to go for a walk, and if I'm not going for a walk, I'm most typically swimming, because we have thankfully for us, we have access to a pool. But I try to always do some form of exercise in the morning. Why? You know why? Like, we always feel a higher sense of energy after we exercise. Like, we feel good. The endorphins are going. You feel good. Here's the thing. If you do that every day, every morning, or at least like for me, 5 mornings a week I exercise. 2 mornings a week I jump in the ocean. I don't care, rain, hail, or shine, I jump in the ocean. If I could, I'd just jump in the ocean every morning, I think. Now, I do that for a couple of reasons. One, because I like it, but two, because I know that even on those freezing mornings when I don't want to jump into the pool and go for a swim in the morning, the reason I do it is because I know after I do it, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel more fresh. And here's the thing. If every day I'm doing that, doing a version of that, then I'm basically training myself, my body, to feel fresher. And so my natural state is more fresh. If every morning, instead of, like exercising in the morning, I always suggest sleep in every morning, I know that basically I'm training myself there to just feel groggy, right? And to just feel like lazy. So every morning, using my physiology, I train myself to feel like I'm in a better energy, because often at times we don't know how we're going to feel when we wake up. You know, sometimes we just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm sure you've had that experience, right? We all have. So we can't depend on it. Hence, I use physiology as one of my morning things. The second one, and by the way, before a meeting or something like this, if you're nervous, you can use this as well. What are you doing with your physiology? Are you just walking around stressed? Like, I remember, I used to MC a lot of events, and one event I was MCing was a fashion parade, actually. And I was backstage before we started, and I was good. I was like listening to some music. I was just putting myself into a good vibe. I was good. I was doing the other techniques I'm going to share with you. I was focusing, I was breathing, I was good. And then I went near some of the models, for obvious reasons. Hey, I was single at the time. I was blah, blah, blah. I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm just keeping it real. So I went around the models for obvious reasons, and they were stressing out, dude. They were like stressed, right? They were stressed. And they were like super anxious. And it was like an energetic transfer. I could feel that anxious energy like coming onto me, and I was like, get me out of here. And I just like pulled myself out of there, because I'm the MC, I'm the one opening up the show. So I can't have that. So I cut myself out of that, and I went back to where I was before, like just did the breathing, did physiology, like did the breathing, six deep breaths in and out. That's another exercise that you can do with your physiology. 6 deep breaths in and out. And that leads me to the second thing. Where's my focus going? I went to those models who were freaking out, and my focus went to them and to them freaking out, and it made me freak out. And I'm like, I can't have that. So I'm like, no. What am I going to focus on? And I visualized, and I'm playing like music that was putting me into a good state. And I was visualizing everyone in the crowd just like cheering and clapping, and it was a party and it was a vibe, and like I was coming on and I was rocking the mic, and I was like, I just like gamed myself, and you can see it in the energy I'm talking. I hope like I'm gaming myself into going, woo, like this gonna be a party, man. Like we're gonna rock the mic, right? And I'm like forgetting about that focus, and I'm focusing on the outcome that I want. Most people under stress focus on the problem. It's so, I can't believe it. Like this is just like a tip that you can use. Like 95% of people, even though this is freaking common sense, 95% of people, when things go wrong, they focus on the problem. It's nuts. It's human nature as well, to be honest. But when things go wrong, and by the way, when they're training race car drivers, they'll have the trainer in the passenger seat, and as you're approaching the corner, the trainer basically like hits this brake that the trainer has access to, it locks up one of the four wheels of the car, and the car starts to spin out of control. And I don't know if you've ever been in a car accident. You know, I have. When your car's spinning out of control, you're not looking at the road anymore. You're looking at the tree, which is coming straight towards you. And that's what also these drivers do, right? Like the car spins out of control. They're not looking at the road anymore. They're looking at the wall that's coming to them at 100 kilometers an hour. But the trainer basically reaches over, grabs your helmet, and forces you to face the road. Where focus goes, energy flows. And because you're forced to face the road, it makes you make those tiny adjustments which pull you back onto course. So the second thing that to do to help boost your energy is control your focus and put your focus on the outcome that you want. Right? So those girls were freaking me out. I'm like, no, I can't be around that. I went back, I did my deep breathing, and I'm just putting the music on, and I'm focusing on, and I'm just gaming myself and feeling it and feeling it and feeling it and visualizing it and seeing this, the you know, like me on the stage and the crowd loving it and the music going and it going to be a party. Like I'm like embracing and pulling forward that reality with all my heart's content, right? And the third thing, right? So that's the second thing. The third thing is meaning. What's the meaning that you're going to give? So the ladies, the models at that time were giving the meaning that like, well, this is scary. I'm gonna, like, I could potentially fall down. Anything could go wrong. Like, this is a terrible idea. You know, basically it was a big crowd, right? Like, I think it was like, I look big for me at that time, right? It was like 300 people. It was a fashion show. I don't know anything about fashion, right? Like, right? But for them, and I, like, they were just like, oh my God, like there's so many people looking and it's scary. And that was the meaning they were giving. It's scary, and we're going to be in trouble, right? Like, and we could get something wrong. Option one. Option two, the meaning you could give to it is, hey, this is a party. People are here to see beautiful dresses. People are here to have a wonderful time. Right? People are here to have a wonderful time, and they're not here to look for my mistakes. They're here to hear some music, see some beautiful fashion, and have a wonderful time. And people want me to help them have a wonderful time. And so I didn't focus, right? Again, going back to focus, I didn't focus on all the issues that I could have, and I didn't give it a meaning. I didn't use language that gave it a meaning that was like scary. The focus I gave was, I am going to help create a wonderful time for these beautiful people that have came out to see this show. And the meaning I'm giving to this show is that the truth, like, I mean, it's the truth. That these beautiful people came out, wonderful people came out to just celebrate lovely fashion. And let's go have a wonderful time. And this is where discipline comes in. And a lot of, like, there are people in the world who just lack discipline in terms of just going, no, I'm not going to think about that. I'm thinking about this. No, I'm not thinking, I'm thinking about this. No, I'm just thinking about this. Like, I'm doing this not to upset you or to scare you or to shock you. I'm doing this to show you what real discipline looks like. It's like a sword cutting through the BS. Don't indulge in the BS, or you deserve to be stressed out. Right? Like, you may know some of my backstory. I was in the army. And in the army, the minute you flinch, the minute you indulge in any type of BS, the instructor is coming straight up into your face and yelling in your ear. And they're doing it to train you to not indulge in BS. And every time your mind wanders away, they say, no, focus. That's where you've got to use some discipline, right? And you use your state, you engage your physiology, and you focus, and you keep, like, you saw what I did with those models. They were models, dude. Like, that's the whole reason I emceed the fashion show. And I'm just joking, right? I did it for a friend. It was a favor for a friend. But I'm just, you know, I'm calling a spade, right? Like, I could have been, you know, it was an added benefit that there were models there, right? And what I'm saying is, like, I could have came through with those models, but but I had the discipline to know that, like, man, if I stay around these girls who are all stressed out, I'm going to freaking fall apart when I go and open the show on the stage, right? So I had to have the discipline within myself to say, no, like, I got to get away from you guys. And I went, right? So zooming out again, you got the macro things that you can do, right? If you want further help on that, like, check out the video, Your Net Worth Equals Your Self-Worth. But basically, that's all about prioritizing your life around things you really love. And then you've got the micro techniques, which are like, number one, using your physiology well. And you can train your physiology in the moment, as you saw with me doing the breathing before the fashion show, but also like every day. Like, here's the thing, I encourage you to remember this. You know, you have Newton's second law, right? Newton's second law of motion is that an object in motion tends to stay in motion unless it's acted on by an external force. You see that law happening in nature. Things love habits. Things love homeostasis. It's like a thermometer. You have a resting homeostasis. And, you know, you can think of this as like someone who doesn't have a six-pack initially trying to get a six-pack. In the beginning, it's like their body, their old kind of fat body, has an orbit. And that orbit, even if they're trying to do all the right things, it's just like it's doing its best to try and return to what it knows, the homeostasis of being fat, right? But once you can do enough to break out of that orbit, and then you can train your body to have a six-pack, then when you see this, right? Like, you have people who have a six-pack and they'll eat like like once off, they'll have that cheat meal, but the cheat meal just doesn't affect them. Their body has a new homeostasis, a new emotional home, or not emotional home, a new physical home of having a six-pack. In the same way that you can train a new physical home for you, because you've just trained it enough that it becomes your new home, you can train a new emotional home for you. And especially with COVID and all this BS that's happened, like these crazy lockdowns, freaking war, recession, hyperinflation, like what all this stuff that we're going through, it is so damn easy to train yourself into an emotional home of worry and uncertainty. And you can do that, and you can spend your life like that. And I promise you, like, the media companies and whoever is making money off you by feeding you bad news, they don't care about you. They just want their money. And at the end of the day, if you're digesting their content, you're going to live your whole life and just be an uncertain and scared and worried person. Or option two is you can recognize that that's happening and go, no, I can't have my emotional home being like that. I need to train my emotional home into a better state. I need to take control. I need to train myself, my physical and emotional home. So that's why I do that. And by the way, all my boys, like everyone I do coaching with, one of the key things I teach them is a morning routine. And in that morning routine, a big part of it is cardio. You do the cardio because you're going to feel fresh. And then I give them a gratitude meditation. That gratitude meditation, by the way, is available on my YouTube channel. And I think on my podcast as well. If you just search gratitude meditation, right? I've made one. It's freely available. You can use it. I encourage you to. So here's the thing. If every morning you are training your body to just feel better via endorphins because you're doing some cardio, 10 minutes of cardio, and then you train your mind with gratitude, right? And then you know the last bit of that routine is to focus on your goals and see them as done, right? What you're doing is you're training your physical and emotional home, the home of your personality, to be someone who has good energy, who is feeling gratitude, feeling grateful for where they are. They're not in a home of stress, they're in a home of gratitude. And they're in a home of focusing on the future they want to create. That's their options, and the beautiful thing is they are so within your control. You can do it, right? So that's what this video, I hope this video made sense, right? You've got to basically have the discipline to make a commitment, to ask yourself, in what emotional home, what energetic home, what state do you want to be your resting state? Do you want it to be one of misery, of uncertainty, of lousy energy? Or do you want it to be one of good energy that people want to be around, that helps you get the best results you want to have, that makes you feel good inside your own body? That's your choice, up to you. And you don't need anything Like what I explained in this video is what to do, right? If you want to do this at home, here's the easy routine. 10 minutes of cardio in the morning, listening to music that you like, right? 10 minutes of cardio in the morning, listen to music that you like. Now, the purpose of that is just to get your body moving, right? And just to feel like, get those endorphins going. Number 2, do a gratitude meditation. You can do mine or find another one for yourself, right? Like mine's is about 5 minutes. And when you're doing the gratitude meditation, really feel it. Train your body to feel grateful. Train the neural pathways in you. If you don't know what neural pathways are, like when a baby's learning how to walk, they're stumbling around all over the place, and the neural pathways are just like. But after 6 months of the baby trying to walk, the neural pathways seem to merge together to create like a knowing path of this is how you walk. And then when you look at a grown adult, the neural pathway for walking is just like a tree branch, right? Because of all the repetition of doing it and walking and walking and walking, now you don't have to think, you can just walk, right? So you're training a neural pathway, not for scarcity and uncertainty and fear and worry, but for gratitude, but for your goals, to focus on your goals, right? So the 3 parts of the morning routine again: 10 minutes of cardio, gratitude meditation, focus on your goals, whether you visualize them or you write them down. Focus. It takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes max to do. And what you're doing every day then is you're training your body to be in the optimal state to getting your best results. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. Ask me questions. There's links in the description. Share this video, please, with anyone that you think might benefit. And let's all come up together. See you in the next one.